instant replay, and other technical firsts. The program voted #1 by the Wrestling Writers Federation. Join us now for a fast-paced competition of professional wrestling, featuring the top stars from the world's largest governing body, the National Wrestling Alliance.
Hello, Charlie Pratt along with Rick Stewart. Welcome once again to Southeastern Television Wrestling. A lot of great action coming your way on television today, and one of the big matches will be tag action from the Rat Patrol.
And we're going to be seeing the match that we promised you last week. The Continental Heavyweight Championship is on the line today on television as Bob Armstrong defends against the Assassin. Of course, we'll be telling you about some other great matches, but it seems like, Charlie, this match between Armstrong and Assassin for the Continental title on TV has not only been the focus of a lot of attention here in the Southeast, it's been the focus of a lot of attention all over the country.
All over the country is right, Rick, and one man that it is really playing havoc on, and he has a great interest in, is a man who is signed to come back to Southeastern Championship Wrestling and meet the Continental Heavyweight Champion in a 90-minute title match. He is the NWA World Heavyweight Champion, Ric Flair. Let's hear from him now.
You know, I never thought I'd see that. I'd be happy to have Ron Fuller on my side. You understand? But now Ron Fuller's got himself a group of boys he calls Stud Stable. You understand? And Ron Fuller and I have been negotiating, and I'm sorry that I'm so far away that I can't get back to Florida today to see Bob Armstrong put that Continental title on the line right there in Dothan, Alabama, on television. Because you see, Armstrong, when you get beat and that Continental title's not there anymore, then Ric Flair doesn't have to wrestle you. You see, that's the rule. You lose the Continental title, you lose the shot with Ric Flair for the World Heavyweight Championship. So, Ron Fuller, you better know that Ric Flair is going to be on the phone real quick now to hear the big news that Bob Armstrong went down. Now, Armstrong, I don't like you. And Ron Fuller is going to do me, he's going to do professional wrestling a great service. You don't deserve to be the Continental Champion. You don't deserve a shot with a World Heavyweight Champion. You deserve nothing. And one of Stud Stable is going to take that Continental title and take you apart piece by piece. Go get him, Ronnie Fuller, Bob Armstrong. Later, Daddy. 1, 2, 3. Woo!
The NWA World Heavyweight Champion, Ric Flair, and Bob Armstrong does face the Assassin on today's program for the Continental Heavyweight title. Also, a big elimination tag match on television. 6-man elimination tag match, plus a personality profile. Don't you miss it. Let's get our first match underway. Let's go to the ring right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's first TV match will be one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Your referee is Larry Brock. The new Southeastern Tag Team Champions at a combined total of 621 pounds, the Rat Patrol Incorporated. Their opponents from parts unknown at a combined total of 471 pounds, the Executioners.
The Executioners going up against the new Southeastern Tag Team Champions, and they're on the attack. Johnny Rich and Scott Armstrong being plowed into by this team, the Executioners. Both men being run together by the Rat Patrol Incorporated. As we said, Scott Armstrong and Johnny Rich seeing action at a double drop kick takedown.
These guys are on fire, Charlie, ever since they strapped those Southeastern Tag Team Championship belts around their waist. They have literally gone after their opponents tooth and nail. It seems to have just put a spark of new life into the Rat Patrol.
Interesting comments from the NWA World Heavyweight Champion, Ric Flair, who definitely, Rick Stewart, has an interest in Bob Armstrong's Continental Heavyweight Championship because, as it stands, when he returns to Southeastern Wrestling, he's going to have to defend against Bullet Bob, 90-minute time limit.
Indeed, and that's a match everybody's waiting for. And now, The first executioner tags his partner. He squares off against Johnny Rich, met with a short arm drag, and now you see some of the teamwork of the Rat Patrol Incorporated. As Rich holds on for the legal 4 count, Scott Armstrong is right there with the knee and other percussion moves, working on the left arm of the executioner number 2.
As we mentioned earlier, a 6-man elimination tag match on television, plus interesting personality profile, and also a little look into the past in recent weeks as to the situation with Robert Fuller in a specific cage match we were dealing with. A lot of action coming your way. We'll also be talking to Austin Idol and a host of your other favorites.
Now the tag to Scott Armstrong, the executioner number 2, faring very poorly against the Southeastern Tag Team Champions. Of course, their mind is on the arena where they're going to defend the Southeastern Tag Team Championship belts. What they say will be one more time against the Rose Cousins. If you can remember, Charlie, the Roses gave them one last chance to win the belts. They did it, so they figure, I guess, in fairness, they'll give the Roses one last shot at the belts.
Johnny Rich being tagged in by Scott Armstrong now. Certainly these young men are very happy. Look at this, high into the air, good suplex by Johnny Rich on the executioner, driving that fist in now, going, looks like he was going for the pin to finish that man off, but he has some company in the ring.
Johnny must have seen him coming in out of the corner of his eye. Now, both wrestlers are set. Armstrong is set for the super kick on the executioner number 2. He's stunned, he's down completely out of the ring now. Both Armstrong and Rich, double clothesline on the executioner.
Now it's Scott Armstrong going up on that second ring rope. Oh, beautiful.
A diving clothesline off the second rope. The legal man, Johnny Rich, goes for the cover. And a significant win today on television for the new Southeastern Tag Team Champions, the Rat Patrol Incorporated.
As we said,
what a tandem they've turned out to be, huh, Charlie?
Right, and regaining those Southeastern Tag Team Championships from the Rose Cousins have certainly put Johnny Rich, Scott, and Steve Armstrong on top of the world right now, and our best to them. If we could, let's take a look again in just a moment at what just took place in that particular match.
Now watch. Johnny Rich has got his man set up for a high vertical suplex. Now at this point in the match, the executioner number 2 had absorbed a lot of punishment. Rich drills him down to the canvas with that vertical suplex, and now it looks like to me, Charlie, the executioner number 2 is squarely in the hands of the Rat Patrol.
Right at this particular point, though, Johnny Rich drives that fist in, and as you said, out of the corner of his eye, he glanced up, saw the other executioner coming into the ring, so he had to leave. His man possibly could have had the pinfall right there, Rick.
Well, now watch and see where the Rat Patrol's minds are at as far as tag team competition goes. Johnny Rich is indeed the legal man inside the squared circle. Now, all through this time, he's keeping this in mind. Both now, Scott Armstrong and Johnny Rich, are going tooth and nail against their man. You'll see Scott set his man up for his patented super kick that's loosened the teeth and actually fractured the jaw of one of his opponents. He's so devastating at it. Now, Johnny Rich, keep a close eye on him. He's the legal man in the ring. Both Rat Patrol members go for the executioner number 1, and they've got something set for him.
They sure do. Into the ropes goes the executioner. And look at this, driving into his man.
You can see the power that both of the Rat Patrol members had as they drive this man to the canvas. And the executioner number 1 after that is going to have a difficult time regaining his feet at all. Johnny Rich heading for the far side of the ring to stop the entrance of the executioner number 2. And now Scott Armstrong is poised and ready, catches him with a beautiful clothesline from off that second rope. But here's the point. The legal man, Johnny Rich, floats right over, hooks the far leg, a count of 1, 2, 3, and a well-deserved win for the Rat Patrol, the new Southeastern Tag Team Champions.
Joining us now at the desk, a gentleman who has had quite a few problems, and it was great to see him return to Southeastern Television Wrestling last week.
Well, thank you very much, Charlie. My voice is still a little cracky and a little gravelly. It's not the most appealing, but if you're wondering why that I have this axe handler with me, is I'm going to make sure this baby's with me. I don't care where I go. Even if I take a shower, I'm taking Minerva with me into the shower with me.
Let's go back a couple of weeks to Southeastern Television Wrestling, I believe about the week of the 15th of December. And just to show why Austin Idol would carry this around, uninvited attack by the Tennessee Stud and his army. Let's take a look at the action going back to Southeastern Television Wrestling, as we said a couple of weeks back.
Well, like I said, it's not easy for me to speak, but this was a Southeastern title match where I had challenged Jimmy Golden. As you can see, I'd went for the figure four, and Fuller jumped up on the apron. I brought him right in and decided, well, you know, if I can't get one, I'll get the other. And I decided to go for the head honcho, and I slapped it right on Ron Fuller. And, baby, you can look right there. That's what you call a beaten man. There's a man who was screaming. And, of course, all I could think of at the time was to take this guy's leg. And as far as I was concerned, really, I was intent on breaking it, and I was going to lay right back there and really put on the pressure. Of course, when I laid back, I had no idea where he came from, but all I could see was a big mass of black coming down on me, which knocked me kind of into next week. And right from this point on, believe me, I was halfway out anyway. And then I could feel something come across my throat, Rick and Charlie. And believe you me, I felt like I had been shish kebabbed. I felt like someone had just stuck a spear right into my throat. And at this point in time, believe me when I tell you this, I mean, when you hear the old saying, your life flashes before your eyes, trust me when I tell you this. And I think between both of y'all and all the fans in this entire southeastern area and other areas around the country know that whenever I say something, it's the gospel truth. I don't pull no punches. I don't tell no lies. I tell it like it is. But believe me, when you're gurgling and you feel like you're drowning in your own blood, it's a horrifying feeling. It's a terrible feeling. And just to see something like that, runs chills up and down my spine and makes me want to take this baby and bash someone's brains in.
I know you're having a hard time talking out here because of what has happened. But, you know, it's a proven fact that we're going to have to stick together, that we're going to have to watch each other's back, because we know what they're capable of, and we know that somebody can get seriously hurt and never be here again. And I think you got something right here on the tape that I'd like to see, and I'd like Idol to see. Because
well, indeed we do. Now, there's been a little collusion between the two of these before. Let's go into the arenas and take a look at a steel cage match that, of course, involved Austin Idol and Jimmy Golden and a lot of outside interference. You can see the cane of the Tennessee Stud, Ron Fuller, laying in the cage. It played a big part in this match. Now, at this point, Mr. Olympia comes down to ringside.
That's right. This is what I'm talking about. This is what we got to do. We got to watch each other's back. We got to make sure that there's no outside interference. So I know right here you see the Tennessee Stud holding me here. And Arn Anderson wants to burn me again, but I'm too quick this time. You didn't get me, big boy, so you're going to pay for it. And right here, I fight him around the ring, the other side. Idol was in there. The cane's still inside the ring where the Stud stuck it in there, hoping that Golden could get in there and use it. But I run Arn Anderson inside the cage, and here's Jimmy. I'm fighting Jimmy and the Stud. Here comes Idol. He's back up, and you see who? Yeah, see? He's got the cane. Now it's a different story when it's 2-on-2. See? It's a different story. Attaboy, Idol. Give him a good one for me.
Now watch on the outside of the cage, Olympia. Fuller has knocked the referee completely unconscious. Now he's coming into the cage.
He sees that there's no chance and there's no way out. He's got to come in there, and he's going to try to lock the door, come in there, and help his two boys out. But let me tell you something. You know, this is what I mean. 3-on-2, 4-on-2. That's not right. And there's going to come an end to it somewhere. These people out here don't like it. I don't like it. Austin Idol don't like it. And we got a new manager. We don't know what we're going to name it yet, but we got us a new manager.
Well, unfortunately, Fuller couldn't get the door completely locked, and that situation resolved itself.
You know what this boils down to, Rick? It boils down, it's a time right now for the pick up and choose sides. Either you go with Fuller's flunkies or you go with Austin's Army. And this is part of Austin's Army right out here and everybody else in the Southeastern Wrestling area. And I'm saying right now, let's crank it up. Let's pour the fuel to the fire. And come on, let's find out whose army is the biggest, the baddest, and the most powerful. I say it's Idol's Army and Olympia's Army. Come on.
All right, in a special challenge match upcoming in the arena, Austin Idol and Mr. Olympia will be tag teaming against Jimmy Golden and Arn Anderson. And we'll be back with more of Southeastern Television Wrestling in just a moment.
They're knocking out the walls, knocking down the prices at Central Alabama's largest RV center and the best little Western wear shop this side of Texas. Construction's underway at Camping World and the KBRK Western Wear Shop, so the merchandise must go. The construction crew says move it or sell it, so they're going to sell it all at sacrifice prices. Come see the wall-to-wall sellout on Western wear shirts, belts, buckles, jeans, boots, boot tips, and Stetson and Resistol hats. Rock-bottom prices on men's and ladies' leather coats. The boss says mark them down, move them out, so there's clearance prices on all RVs, including travel trailers, motorhomes, and fifth-wheel trailers. The new 1985 Huntsman Mini motorhome, fully equipped, is only $17,995. You must see the prices to believe them. Never before and never again will you see prices this low. If you've been wanting a camper, now's the time to buy. Hurry out to the sellout clearance extravaganza going on at Camping World of Alabama and the KBRK. I-65 north of the Prattville-Millbrook exit. You'll never see prices this low again, so hurry.
Experience a strange and violent world where mutants, misfits, and mercenaries dwell, where a lone warrior and a beautiful freedom fighter have only 24 hours to wage the final battle against the evil Crosser.
I am going to destroy you.
Warrior of the Lost World, rated R.
Check your local newspaper for theaters and showtimes. 1 week only.
Y'all come on by and get a free moon pie.
At the Trading Post, you'll find sale prices every day on Whirlpool home appliances, Philco color and black and white TVs, recliners, sofas and love seats, water beds, $1.99, bedroom suits, furniture of dining elegance. Visit us at the Trading Post, your one-stop home shop, 3103 Mobile Highway, a little out of the way, but a lot less to pay.
Attention wrestling fans, the excitement of Southeastern Championship Wrestling is on its way to Selma, Alabama, the National Guard Armory Gym, Friday night, January the 18th at 8:30. You'll see Pork Chop Cash take on the Tennessee Studs Arn Anderson. Alabama State title Mr. Olympia meets the Lord Humongous, managed by the Tennessee Stud. Six-man tag as the Rat Patrol Incorporated take on the Rose Cousins and Bill Ash. For the Continental title, Bob Armstrong meets the Tennessee Studs Assassin. And in the main event, Southeastern title on the line as the Boss, Austin Idol, collides with Jimmy Golden, managed by the Tennessee Stud. Friday night, January the 18th, Selma, Alabama, the National Guard Armory Gym at 8:30. Wrestling fans, wrestling returns to the Montgomery Civic Center Thursday night, January the 24th at 8 o'clock. More details about that later this hour on Southeastern Wrestling. Friday night, January the 18th, the Selma, Alabama National Guard Armory Gym. The Tennessee Stud and his stable will be there as the Lord Humongous defends his Alabama title against Mr. Olympia. And Jimmy Golden puts the Southeastern title on the line against the man standing by, the Boss, Austin Idol.
You know what, Austin? It's been a long time since we've been to Selma, Alabama. But we're coming on a Friday night, and I get my chance at that Alabama title. Lord Humongous, I know how big and bad you are, but I don't go down easy. And I'm not planning on going down in Selma, Alabama. And I know Austin Idol, walking tall here, has got a few things to say, too.
You know, my voice still ain't quite right, but Olympia, I begged the promoters to put me on this card in Selma. And Golden, when I bring this big axe handle, you're going to beg me not to bash your brains in, but it ain't going to do you no good. Friday night, baby, I'm going to bash your brains
I feel sorry for you, Golden. And don't plan on walking out with that belt, Humongous.
Friday night, January the 18th.
I want to right now, I want to issue a complaint. Austin Idol last week used an axe handle as a weapon in the ring. Everybody knows that we do not use any outside weapons of any sort whatsoever. We do not lay our hands on opponents where we are not supposed to. I do not interfere. Neither do any of my men interfere. The use of an axe handle, and he's got nerve enough to have it out here on an interview and show it like he's intending to use it Friday night in Selma. Well, I'll tell you people something in Selma, Alabama. I'm going to be like the Pied Piper coming in there Friday night. I'm going to be lining up like the Great March. Y'all all remember the march? Y'all will be lining up behind the stud and behind the stable. We're going to be walking. We're going to be talking. We're going to be taking care of business. My man Humongous going to take care of Olympia. My man Gorgeous One back here is going to take care of Austin Idol. All of my men are going to do what they're asked to do. And like I said, the Great March is going to be a Friday night. Friday night, out of that armory, everybody in Selma is going to be lined up behind the Tennessee Stud. Because we marching, Jack. We marching out of town victorious because we are winners.
All right, certainly a lot up for grabs in the Southeastern Wrestling area money-wise with the big elimination tag match and $20,000 and prize money. Also, let's go back a couple of...
you got something pretty to show, ain't you?
Well, we don't know about its beauty or not, but we definitely have something to show. A match that took place in the steel cage between Jimmy Golden and his own cousin.
A real small workout for Jimmy Golden. I can't wait.
Take a look at that particular match.
I can't wait.
Just
a minor workout. I want you to look at that geek down between my legs, a dog that he is, knocking him down to the floor. You know what's the matter with him? He's been drinking beer, eating donuts, sitting at home watching TV. He's fat and he's out of shape like you, fat boy, and he didn't have a prayer. Look at him right here. I'm going to tell you, I'll whip that boy from one end of that ring to the other, mashed his fat little face through the wire like hamburger meat, and right there you see the winner, the champion. Robert Fuller ain't nothing but a dog. He's trash, he's washed up, and he can stay at home because he can be retired because he's nothing but a geek. He ain't never been a wrestler, and he never will be a wrestler. You looking at the true champ right there. Hand him the belt. I said give him the Southeastern belt. Like that. You see that Robert Fuller laying over there? He ain't got a prayer. Washed up, out of shape. The boy had no business stepping in the ring. He asked for it, and he got it. Look at him. How come he don't get up there? How come he don't get up and fight like a man? Because he ain't a man. He's a mouse. He's a rat. He belongs with the Rat Patrol because he ain't nothing but a rat, and he's all washed up. He's back in the garbage can where he belongs.
Well, a lot of people seem to think that it may have been a little something you had in your trunks that knocked Robert Fuller out like that, Mr. Golden.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's disgusting as it is, this situation, that the way the attitude they take toward their...
Mr. Gold, there's something we want you gentlemen to hear, too. Now, immediately after this match was over, Robert Fuller had ordered the cameras back in the dressing rooms of Southeastern Championship Wrestling. And, yes, he did have to be carried back to the dressing room, probably from some object that hit him in the head during the course of the match. However, he asked for this interview to be showed today on Southeastern Championship Wrestling. So let's go to the dressing rooms of the arena and hear this from Robert Fuller.
Bring it inside. I got something I want to say. I got on TV and I told people I was retiring from wrestling. No, I had a tiger in me, and I want everybody to have a look at me right now. To take a look at me at the bottom, baby, because that's where I am. I ain't the eye of the storm, man. I'm the calm of the storm. I'm as bad as you'll see Robert Fuller ever get. But I'm going to promise you one thing. There's no retirement in my body now, and I'm coming back. And when I come back, I'm going to be better than I ever been in my life. I'm going to be the blowing wind in the storm. I'll be the best. I'll go to the top. You talk about ego. You're going to see it in this body. You heard it. Now get out with your camera. Ain't going to be nothing. You see what a mess he was? He was bleeding like a stuck hog, and you better stay home, Robert Fuller, or you'll get the same thing, boy. Anybody else, too. That goes for all of them.
That's the situation on Robert Fuller as it stands right now.
Here. I'm going to say something else here. We got an elimination match, $20,000. You got one right here on TV. I have two of the best men in my stable in this sixth man that's coming up right now on television. Gorgeous Arnold and Gorgeous Jimmy Golden. Between the two of them, they're going to show people right here on television in just a few minutes exactly how a six-man elimination is done, exactly how to win a six-man elimination right here on television. But then when it comes big time, in the building, 14 men, all of my racehorses, and I said racehorses because every one of them's a thoroughbred, all of them going to be in there, and I'm going to be taking this trophy just like this. I'm going to be carrying it away from ringside. We're going to have $20,000 in my pocket. The money's going to be nice and sweet to spend. Everything's going smooth, just according to Mr. Orley. All I need is a Continental belt. And when the day's program is over, Charlie Platt, I will have the Continental Championship belt, the Triple Crown, just like I've always said I was going to be Triple Crown winner, and I shall be Triple Crown winner. I know. Go ahead, boys. Go ahead. I want a victory in this match. I want a victory in this match. That's all I'm interested in. I want to show the people today what my men are capable of.
All right, we've got Fuller backing off in the arena, $20,000 on the line, 14-man all against all elimination tag match. That's 14-man all against all elimination tag match coming up in the arena. And the trophy and $20,000 on the line. A lot of heated tempers in the Southeastern Wrestling area right now. Also, we would like to remind you that coming up next on Southeastern Television Wrestling, we have in the ring, ready to go, a 6-man elimination tag match. That is a 6-man elimination tag match right now on television.
Come on. Ladies and gentlemen, this 6-man elimination match is one fall to a winner. Now introducing 235, Montgomery's Jimmy Golden. His partner, 235, Atlanta, Georgia's Arn Anderson. Their partner, 225, Paris, Arkansas, Bill Ash. 223, Panama City, Florida's Les Freeman. 233, Washington, D.C.'s Pork Chop Cash. 238, Pensacola, Florida's Mr. Olympia.
We're ready for action to begin. You'll note 2 referees on hand for this elimination tag match, and in the arena there will also be 2 referees on hand to maintain control at all times during these very important matches. A lot of prize money taking place, and it just makes sense with all of the personal vendettas, with all of the family vendettas, if we could say that, going on now in the Southeastern Wrestling area. 2 referees will be needed. They will be on hand just like on television today.
Without a doubt, there are very, very stiff rules involved in a 6-man or a 14-man elimination match. Now we see a little bit of the action as Pork Chop Cash squares off against Bill Ash. And, you know, when it gets to the arena, and there's not 6, but there's 14 men on the line, and not just the prestige of a win on television, but $20,000 in cash. It's going to make a lot of difference to what's going on inside that ring.
Rick, let's make a note now and kind of explain to the wrestling fans as we go the rules of an elimination tag match. It is an all-against-all situation. 2 men will start it off. The other men, as you see, will be stationed around the ring holding on to the ropes. If Pork Chop Cash chooses to make a tag right now with Jimmy Golden, Golden will either have to come in and compete against Bill Ash or forfeit the match.
Indeed, yes, you cannot refuse a tag in an elimination match. And there are some very stiff rules against outside interference as well as once a man is beaten, he must, of course, return immediately to the dressing room for the match to continue. Chops the tag to Mr. Olympia. He takes right over. And maybe you'll see a little bit of strategy here coming from the corner of Freeman, Olympia, and Cash. Well, really, it's unfair to say corner because it's everybody for themselves.
That's exactly right. Now,
the tag has been made to Jimmy Golden. He looks like, yeah, he looks a little hesitant about getting in the ring. The Tennessee stud is walking around with murder in his eyes.
I wonder how many miles a day here on television the man walks during the course of one match.
I have no idea, but I imagine his legs are in pretty good shape. Jimmy Golden now catching Olympia in the corner. Now, a wild swing and a miss. Oh. Olympia, atomic drop on Jimmy Golden right on the... Wait a minute. Now's the situation. Nobody wants to tag, but somebody's got to.
Mr. Olympia standing tall in the ring. Bill Ash coming in now. And you know, Jimmy Golden knows for a fact that Arn Anderson, the last thing he wants to do right now is get in that ring with Mr. Olympia. Golden did not even offer the tag to Arn Anderson.
Yeah, that situation is far, far from over. Again, we see the tag, Pork Chop Cash seeing action for the second time. And now the tag to Arn Anderson. He doesn't even look too pleased about that.
Arn Anderson wants no part of the ring because I'm afraid he knows that as soon as a chance comes for him to meet Mr. Olympia, that's a chance he'd never want.
Both men now tied up collar and elbow. Anderson, a couple of short right hands. Continually pounding to the midsection of Pork Chop Cash. Good reversal. Oh, got him a high backdrop.
And it has the Tennessee stud most upset. Of course, we have seen Ron Fuller upset before. Right now, Pork Chop Cash certainly has control over the situation on Arn Anderson. Wait a minute. Hard right by Pork Chop Cash. Rocked again by Cash to the canvas.
And Arn Anderson looks like he may be in a little trouble in this elimination match. Now, when a pinfall or a submission occurs, the man who was the victor in that particular situation gets to pick his next opponent. This time, Anderson cutting off Olympia before he had a chance to get started. Whoa! Olympia ducks. Now he's got his hands on Arn Anderson, who looks like he's heading for the relative safety of the floor of the arena.
And Jimmy Golden, speaking of the floor, I think Golden has found the floor over on the other side of the ring.
It looks like a bad day for Stud Stable today on television.
It certainly does. And still to come, we have the Continental Heavyweight Championship of Bullet Bob Armstrong. It'll be on the line against another member of the stable, the Assassin.
What a TV main event that's going to be. Now, Les Freeman squaring off against Jimmy Golden. Freeman, a fine young athlete from Panama City, Florida, has really gone a long way in pro wrestling. You can see he's eager for the win. He's going right after the Southeastern champion, Jimmy Golden. Drives him to the canvas with a body slam. Two. Almost. Could have been an upset on TV.
By the way, if we do have a pinfall, we're going to have to take commercial breaks during the course of this match. And if we do have a pinfall, we promise you faithfully we'll have it on instant replay when we come back from the commercial break.
Indeed.
So, if we have to go to a commercial, we would like for our fans to be aware of that. Pork Chop Cash in now.
Jimmy Golden wants no part of him, but the chopper heads right for the corner. Far whip into the turnbuckle, and Pork Chop Cash is right on his man.
And Les Freeman now being just, pushed across the ring by Golden. Bill Ash tagged in now. Ash takes Freeman into those ring ropes. Hard right coming off.
Looks like it caught him right across the bridge of the nose. The tag to Arn Anderson, and Freeman's got to be in trouble at this point. Into the ropes. Looks, yes, belly-to-belly suplex. One of the trademark maneuvers of Arn Anderson.
Lightning fast with it.
And big sportsman Jimmy Golden says, let me have some of him.
Well, that's, what can you expect? Takes him up high. Good suplex by Golden. Freeman being pulled up by the hair, did not even attempt for a pinfall. Tag is made with Bill Ash.
Les Freeman needs to make a tag big time. Caught now by Bill Ash. There's that reverse neck breaker. I've never seen anybody get up from that, Charlie. 3, and the first man has been eliminated today on the elimination match. Now, Ash has his choice of who he'd like to wrestle next.
And while that is taking place, Les Freeman has been eliminated. Ash has a choice. Let's, I think we're being signaled upstairs, aren't we, to take?
Yes, indeed, a commercial break. Don't forget, when we come back, should another pinfall occur, we'll have it to you on instant replay. Stick with us. We'll be back in just a minute on Southeastern Championship Wrestling.
Well, did you two survive without me?
Sure, no problem.
But did you eat well?
We had spaghetti and chicken and fish.
Shoney's, we're America's dinner table.
And we kept the kitchen spotless.
When you get together for a family meal, come to Shoney's. We serve all your favorites, and it's all good.
So you didn't miss me? Sure they did. They've been my best customers all week.
Shoney's, America's dinner table.
Pick up the color prints, leave the slides and movie film, buy new film. I do it all at Big B. One-day service, discount prices, plus quality slides, enlargements, and movie processing. Get a coupon for a free 5x7 with each roll processed. Drop your film off Monday through Thursday before pickup time. Get your pictures back the next day or they're free. And for just a little more, you get 2 sets of prints, but only if you order them. I like that. Now, smile and say, Big B, they're my money saver.
Yellow.
You're the
truck tracker?
Speaking. I'm looking for the guy that sells a full line of the lowest price, best back trucks in America.
That's Edwards Dodge. You the competition?
How'd you know?
Just a hunch.
What's Edwards Dodge got that I don't?
Dodge trucks. They're ram tough.
What about my trucks?
Hang it up.
The one truck. The one dealer. Edwards Dodge.
Crosswalk brings to Lee High School Auditorium January 24th, 25th, and 26th. Dean Jones, popular motion picture and TV star. Dean Jones, live in person, portrays St. John in Exile, a one-man play about the main event surrounding the life of Jesus.
Father, forgive them. They know not what they do.
Tickets are on sale at the Crosswalk in Eastdale Mall. General admission, $6. Reserved seats, $7 and $8. Performances each night at 7:30.
Charlie, what a situation we've just seen. Pork Chop Cash was pinned by Bill Ash. Bill Ash had both feet on the middle ropes. Unfortunately, both referees were distracted by the Tennessee stud Ron Fuller. And there again, the Tennessee stud. So it's now Mr. Olympia. In pretty bad situation. When you look at it, it's 3-on-1. Well, on an all-against-all match, Olympia can tag anybody he wants, and they can't refuse the tag. Now, Arn Anderson, no doubt emboldened by the weakened condition that Olympia is in, has chosen to make his appearance. A snap mare, and Anderson catches him with a running knee across the top of the throat and immediately tags out to gorgeous Jimmy Golden. Golden catching a boot, or Olympia catching the boot from Golden, full body slam on Mr. Olympia. And certainly the Tennessee stud is very pleased, or seems to have more of a smile on his face now. Bill Ash moving in against Olympia. Olympia reversing it. And now Bill Ash scoops Olympia too. And he tried for the same maneuver he used on Pork Chop Cash, but this time the referee saw him. The referee saw what was going on, and referee Marvin Kelly arguing with the Tennessee stud. Olympia. And they say there's no justice. Olympia. Well. What goes around does come around. Yes, indeed. We've said it so many times before. Now, Olympia has his choice of who he'd like to wrestle next. The only two men that are left at ringside are gorgeous Jimmy Golden and Arn Anderson. Who would you vote? I tell you what, I think there's little doubt in anybody's mind who the next victim for Mr. Olympia. He asking the fans, and they're pointing at Arn Anderson. Anderson and the stud, neither one. Wait a minute. Is he? Apparently, Arn Anderson has eliminated himself, which is perfectly legal. He refused. He doesn't have to take the tag. Right. And Jimmy Golden doesn't look too pleased about facing Mr. Olympia. No, indeed. The last two men in the ring. This will be the winner of the six-man elimination. And can you imagine, Charlie, after all the excitement today on television, what it's going to be like when there's 14 men in the ring and $20,000 on the line? 2 count, and he powers out. Side headlock. Oh, good shoulder smash. Marvin Kelly is arguing with... Wait a minute. They managed to get the attention of both referees. Arn Anderson just came out of the dressing room to trip Mr. Olympia. He tripped Mr. Olympia up. Olympia had a lot of momentum going against Jimmy Golden, but it was Arn Anderson coming back from the dressing room, and that just turned the tide completely around. Golden now pressing his advantage as the Tennessee stud struts around the ringside. The capacity crowd here at TV is starting to pick up the chant of "Go Olympia, go!" But Jimmy Golden's got the edge right now, Charlie. Hard boot to the midsection of Olympia by Golden, coming off of those ring ropes. And Golden going for the pile driver. Oh, look at this.
He got it. And now Mr. Olympia back up on his feet, heads for the Southeastern Heavyweight Champion. The Tennessee Stud's up on the ring apron. Both referees trying to force him back.
That could have done it for Olympia. He was thrown over the top rope by Golden. Once again, wait a minute.
Referee Marvin Kelly trying to block the Tennessee Stud from an attack, and here comes Austin Idol and Minerva. And the Tennessee Stud has beaten a hasty retreat to the dressing room the minute he laid eyes on that axe handle.
Olympia being helped.
Puts on that top rope.
Whoa!
Standing body press. 2, 3.
It's over. And the winner of the six-man elimination tag match is Pensacola, Florida's Mr. Olympia.
And that's just Jimmy Golden is just going berserk, screaming everything he can. He pulled my tights, he pulled my hair, but everybody saw it. Defeated 1, 2, 3 in the center of the ring. Here comes the stable of the tent.
That is not right. That was outside interference. We do not interfere. We never do that. And I am tired of having it happen. It happened to us right here in this match when there is this trophy at stake and the 20,000 at stake. Just tell them.
If we could, please, let's go upstairs and take one more look at the wild excitement of that six-man elimination match. Here, Mr. Olympia on the top rope as Jimmy Golden, his attraction distracted by Austin Idol, finally sees Olympia. This is it.
Look at that.
Press, and there's the win in the elimination match.
His hands were not on any tights. I'm sorry. I think you were caught by surprise.
I'll tell you this, when I get all of my men in there in that elimination, when I get all 4 of my racehorses, there's going to be a different outcome. We're going to carry this trophy out, and we're going to carry the 20,000 out. I don't care who involved. I don't care if Austin Idol brings his axe hand. I don't care what. He's going to play, baby.
I see an irate Tennessee Stud, Ron Fuller.
Right. It is just not right. I'm not going to continue to put up with it. I don't expect any outside interference. I don't want any outside interference, and there better not be any outside interference.
I'll tell you what, when all 14 of these men...
I got more to say. You better keep the microphone over here.
You want to talk about elimination, brother? That was beautiful. That was beautiful. When you talk about some elimination matches coming out there, 14 men in the ring, a big knife over that thing must be 5 foot tall.
And $20,000.
I'm going to tell you what, Rick. With all the heated arguments that have been going on, all the feuds, there'll be a lot settled when 14 men surround that ring at one time, including the Stud Stable, including the Rap Patrol of Roses. These 2 men right here, my good friends, like he said, we got to watch each other's back now. We got to watch each other's back, especially in an elimination match with 14 men, right, guys?
That's right, Bob. Exactly right. There's a lot at stake here. Let's face it. $20,000 is a big, beautiful trophy. And let's face it right now, personal issues we're talking about. Personal issues right now are thrown together, darling. And right now, like we said before, we're going to form our own army right here.
That's it.
Olympia, you got your first taste of a win in an elimination match.
Boy, I like that. I like winning one like that, especially when you beat Jimmy Golden. And you got the Stud Stable griping about it because they don't like it one bit, and I don't care. Do you care, Rick?
Not a bit.
That's right. These people don't care because we're going to whoop some tail, boy.
All right, and that's our personality profile segment for today.
Do you know anyone who eats grapefruit that doesn't lose weight?
Nature's best-kept weight loss secret is now ours. The Grapefruit 45 diet to help shed pound after pound of unwanted fat.
It's sweeping the country. Grapefruit 45 and a fat-burning plan that won't let you down.
A fat burner plan.
I want to lose weight. I lose up to a pound a day.
I've lost more weight on the Grapefruit 45 plan than anything else I've ever tried. And I eat delicious foods 3 times a day.
Yes, you can actually eat delicious foods and still lose pound after pound quickly and safely.
Apparently, the secret's in the Grapefruit 45 plan, which helps speed up the fat-burning process.
Dramatic weight loss starts when the Grapefruit 45 plan triggers the fat-burning process.
I take a Grapefruit 45 pill a few minutes before each meal.
There's no way I'll eat grapefruit 3 times a day. Grapefruit 45 makes it easy.
And best of all, I really haven't had to change my eating habits. The Grapefruit 45 plan keeps me full.
I lost 35 pounds.
and kept it off.
30 pounds in just over 30 days. My results may not be typical, but I'll take them anyway.
Look, after work, I have a few beers, put on a little weight. There's no way I'm eating grapefruit for lunch. This little fat burner plan does the trick.
Grapefruit 45 diet.
Fat burner plan.
The fat burner.
Up to a pound a day.
And eat delicious foods, too.
The fat burner.
Speeds up the fat burning process.
What would you rather have 3 times a day, this or this?
The Grapefruit 45 plan and our guarantee to lose weight fast without going hungry or your money back.
The Fat Burner Plan.
There's never been anything like the Grapefruit 45 weight loss plan to burn pound after pound of unwanted fat. It can be the last weight loss program you'll ever need, and we guarantee results with our unique money-back offer. To save COD fees, have your credit card ready and call toll-free 1-800-453-9002 or send $19.95 to Fat Burner, Box 15, Carlsbad, California, 92008, or call 1-800-453-9002 now.
50% off clearance sale on beautiful fall and winter shoes. Shop early while selection's good at the Glass Slipper in Capitol Plaza.
Wrestling fans, get ready for Thursday night, January the 24th at the Montgomery Civic Center. World Title Night. The World's Championship is on the line. Plus, you'll see Ted Allen against Pat Rose, Pork Chop Cash and Randy Rose. U.S. Junior title, the Rat Patrol and Bill Ash. Alabama State title, Mr. Olympia meets the Tennessee Studs, Lord Humongous. Southeastern Tag title, the Rat Patrol meet the Assassin and Arn Anderson, managed by the Tennessee Stud. For the Southeastern title, Austin Idol meets Jimmy Golden, managed by the Tennessee Stud. And the World's Champion Ric Flair defends against an as yet unnamed opponent. Thursday night, January the 24th, World Title Night in Montgomery.
Don't forget, Friday night, January the 18th, Selma, Alabama, the National Guard Armory Gym at 8:30. Then it's World Title Night on Thursday night, January the 24th, the Montgomery Civic Center. You'll see the Rat Patrol in action, both in Selma and in Montgomery. Now, standing by in Studio B, we've got the comments of the Rose Cousins and Bill Ash.
You know, this bunch of kids, that's all I can call them, is a bunch of kids, a bunch of punks, running around calling themselves the Rat Patrol. Well, what you've got here is the Rat Exterminators Incorporated. When we get through with you in Selma, Selma's a great place to get rid of some rats. I imagine there's a lot of other rats around there that needs to be taken care of. But there's 3 rats in particular that we're going to take care of. And I guarantee you, when we get through with them in Selma, they won't even make it to Montgomery.
First of all, let me say one thing. We look good with or without the belts. Who cares? We're styling in our jackets, walking down the street, girls going crazy. But one thing, after we're in that 6-man with you guys, you will not, repeat, will not make it to Montgomery.
It's a big night for the Rat Patrol, both in Selma and then World Title Night in Montgomery.
That's right, Rick. We're really looking forward to going to Selma. We'll be there on Friday night. It'll be the first time the Rat Patrol's ever been there. Really looking forward to it, Rick. We'd just like to say we're proud the people stay behind us. We're proud to have these belts right back where they belong, around the Rat Patrol's waist.
Well, the Rat Patrol will be in action Friday night in Selma, Thursday, the 27th in Montgomery. Ladies and gentlemen, this is today's television main event. 1 fall TV time remaining for the Continental Heavyweight Championship. The defending champion, 237, Marietta, Georgia's Bob Armstrong. His opponent at 267 pounds, parts unknown, the Tennessee Studs Assassin.
Well, Mr. Fuller is out on the floor. Bob Armstrong plowed into Ron Fuller, now plowing into the Assassin. Humongous and Golden out to, boy, he caught Fuller by surprise, and Fuller's head hit that floor. Boy, not a good day for Ron Fuller.
Well, Bob Armstrong's been waiting to get his hands on the stud for quite some time now. This is the match he's been waiting for. Continental title against the #1 contender, the Assassin, on television. And Bob Armstrong has put it to him from the opening bell.
Good reversal by Armstrong into the ring ropes. Assassin up and oh! Larry Brock caught, flying body press.
He's got him at least now for a count of 5. Here comes referee Marvin Kelly into the ring. Larry Brock is down. He's obviously hurt. Marvin's going to see if he's all right now. Ron Fuller has made his way back out from the dressing room.
Wait a minute.
He's caught Bob Armstrong with something. It could have been a pair of brass knucks. Oh, my goodness. What? It looks like we've got a new... Continental Heavyweight Champion. Wait a minute. Larry Brock is up. He counted the assassin out.
He is...
Oh, wait. I don't know what to make of this, Charlie. Wait a minute. Marvin Kelly has raised the assassin's hand. Larry Brock has raised Bob Armstrong's hand. What? I don't know. The referee has ordered the Continental belt brought into the ring. The Tennessee Stud is going berserk. He thinks he's won the Continental Championship. What? It's on the hands of the referees. Let's see if we can get some kind of a word. Larry,
Would you come over here for just... Both guys are counted out, so I'll just hold the belt up till this match is reviewed, okay?
All right. That's all right. Bob, he's ruled since there was a double pin on both men, he's going to order the title held up until Geigel and the NWA can take a look at the film.
Oh, no, wait a minute. This kind of bull job ain't going to cost me no world title, brother. You heard Flair at the first of the show. He defends against the Continental Champion. That ain't right. Now, I paid him just as fair as he paid me. Get on the phone, do what you got to do. I'll take him on right now, anytime. Let's get this settled. I mean, now, if you got to call Bob Geigel, call somebody. Let's go.
All right, when Charlie's going to get on the phone, we're going to try to get in touch with Bob Geigel. We'll be back with more Southeastern Championship Wrestling right after this. You stick with us.
Experience a strange and violent world where mutants, misfits, and mercenaries dwell, where a lone warrior and a beautiful freedom fighter have only 24 hours to wage the final battle against the evil Crosser.
I am going to destroy you.
Warrior of the Lost World, rated R.
Check your local newspaper for theaters and showtimes. 1 week only.
More biscuits.
Biscuits, biscuits, biscuits. That's all I ever hear. Especially since people preferred Bojangles' Big Buttermilk Biscuits over Kentucky Fried Chicken Biscuits. Almost 2 to 1. But Bo's Cajun Fried Chicken tastes just as unbeatable. So how about more chicken?
More chicken.
Chicken, chicken, chicken. That's what I like to hear.
Right now, enjoy Bo's new all-you-care-to-eat soup and salad bar for just $2.99.
At Bojangles, we do everything right.
Not enough of this kind of weather has left S&K in an embarrassing situation. We have $8 million worth of winter clothes that we just have to get the dickens out of our stores right now. So when you see these outrageously low winter clearance prices, like sweaters for $12.90, ties for $6.90, blazers for $79.90, or suits for $119.90, you'll think we're nuts. We're not. Just a little desperate.
S&K's winter clearance. The prices have never been lower.
50% off clearance sale on beautiful fall and winter shoes. Shop early while selection's good at the Two Sisters Shoe Salon, Oxford Road off McGee.
Tramco, a name you can trust when you have transmission problems. Call Tramco for an exact cost without obligation. 2 centers in Montgomery, Highway 231 North, Montgomery East, and 545 Bell Street.
If your import car isn't looking the way you'd like it to, see the professionals who specialize in import cars. Montgomery Import Car Center, 322 Monroe Street, downtown.
The National Guard Armory Gym, Friday night, January the 18th at 8:30. You'll see Pork Chop Cash take on the Tennessee Studs' Arn Anderson. Alabama State title Mr. Olympia meets the Lord Humongous, managed by the Tennessee Stud. 6-man tag as the Rat Patrol Incorporated take on the Rose Cousins and Bill Ash. For the Continental title, Bob Armstrong meets the Tennessee Studs' Assassin. And in the main event, Southeastern title on the line as the Boss, Austin Idol, collides with Jimmy Golden, managed by the Tennessee Stud. Friday night, January the 18th, Selma, Alabama, the National Guard Armory Gym at 8:30.
Don't forget, wrestling fans in Montgomery, the World Title Night happens Thursday night, January the 24th at the Montgomery Civic Center. More details about that later. However, Friday night, January the 18th in Selma, was still no word on the Continental Championship of Bob Armstrong and its status. He will meet the Assassin in Selma, while Pork Chop Cash takes on another member of the Tennessee Stud stable, Arn Anderson.
We did it. We did it. We kept you. Armstrong, you ain't going to get no world championship match. That's too bad, ain't it, Bullet Bob? Because my assassin, just defeated you in the ring, and now they're going to probably hold the belt up, and that means you're out of the picture. I can't wait to talk to Ric Flair. I can't wait till Ric Flair hears the news. But now I want to get down to Selma. And I mean, when I say get down to Selma, you got to get down to Selma. And Friday night, I'm going to send Arnold Anderson in the ring right against Pork Chop Cash, and you're going to become a pork chop for sure Friday night in Selma. And you're going to get Bob Armstrong, and in case there's any doubt in anybody's mind, you're going to finish the job on Bob Armstrong. You already know what my man Humongous is capable of. You will be seeing him. You know what the gorgeous one here. You will be seeing him. Austin Idol, Mr. Olympia, Bob Armstrong, Pork Chop Cash, the Brat Patrol. It don't make any difference who, because you are looking at the class now, baby. And in Selma Friday night, you're going to see the finest there is in all the wrestling world.
When your shoe shine kit, Chop, you're going to have to find another job.
Everybody in Selma's buzzing about it. Friday night, January the 18th, the Chopper's on his way.
You know the thing, Rick? I feel so good today. I could kiss you.
Please don't.
But I'm going to save it for Arn Anderson. I'm going to give him a kisser. Just like that, right there in Selma. So, brothers and sisters, you be there. Brother, I'm going to put some on Arn Anderson. Ajax won't even take off him.
Friday night the 18th, the title's still held up, still no
right,
word.
but I'm going to tell you this. I may not come to Selma with that title, but when I leave Selma Friday night, I'll be the Continental Champion. As far as you, Ric Flair, you and the stud got some kind of controversy going. You can laugh now, but when you get to Montgomery, the bullet's going to be waiting, brother, and I'm going to blow up in your face. So Selma is just a stepping point. Friday night in Selma, Continental title. Montgomery, you, Ric Flair, be waiting. The bullet will be there.
It's a couple of nights of exciting action. Friday night, the 18th, Selma, Alabama, the National Guard Armory, and then Thursday, World Title Night, the 24th at the Montgomery Civic Center. Welcome back to Southeastern Championship Wrestling. We're waiting on Charlie Platt. Hopefully he's found out something from the National Wrestling Alliance. I can say this, that next week on television we'll be seeing the world's heavyweight champion in action. Nature Boy Ric Flair will be with us next week on Southeastern Championship Wrestling. Still, all in all, good, thank God. Charlie, what's the word?
Rick just talked to Bob Geigel, and hearing the situation as we described it to him on the phone moments ago, he said that the only thing that he could rule on immediately, and that's what Bob Armstrong was, an immediate ruling, is that we will have a rematch next week. The title is held up. First match on the program next week will be for the Continental Heavyweight Championship between the Assassin and Bob Armstrong. I'm sorry.
No, sir. He won fair and square in the middle of the ring. He was the first man to get to 3 count. We should not have another.
Assassin is the winner.
There's no winner. The title is held up till next. Call Bob Geigel.
They can call Kansas. All right, now it's set, right? The very first match on Southeastern Wrestling next week will be Bob Armstrong against the Assassin for the held-up Continental Heavyweight Championship.
And that's the ruling of Bob Geigel, and I think on the spur-of-the-moment situation, I'll have to, with what took place, that is probably the best that anyone could do on that situation. The title is held up till next week. First match on the card here on television next week will be a return Continental Heavyweight Championship match between the Assassin and Bob Armstrong because of Ric Flair coming to the Southeastern Wrestling area to meet the Continental title. In fact, Flair will be with us on television next week.
Indeed he will, plus a host of tremendous matches. It's going to stack up to be an exciting hour next week on TV.
And also in the arena this week, don't forget, the trophy and $20,000 on the line in the 14-man all-against-all elimination tag matches. And certainly hope that you make your plans to see this exciting match this week in the arenas. Join Rick and I next week for Southeastern Television Wrestling.